So hello and welcome. Now we're going to be talking about evaporation. It's a heat transfer process, but it's a spontaneous process basically. So it happens when the most energetic molecules, the ones with the most money, most energy, they escape the surface of the liquid, right? So this is a liquid. Most of the particles are going to start to escape. These ones are the most energetic molecules, okay? So that's evaporation basically. Now there's some few things that affect evaporation. The factors are temperature, surface area, air current, and humidity. Now, if you increase the temperature, you increase the evaporation. If you increase the surface area, you're increasing the number of the molecules that are on the surface, so therefore you increase the evaporation. Air current or wind or drought, these things make evaporation also increase as you're increasing the kinetic energy. And therefore, the last thing is humidity. This is the only one. If you increase humidity, the evaporation decrease. So the first three are directly proportional, and the last one is inversely proportional, which makes sense. If the atmosphere is filled with water, how are you gonna fill it with more water molecules? So therefore, if you have a lot of humidity, then evaporation is not gonna be there. So evaporation's got some effects. So effects of evaporation are like cooling effect. So when something evaporates, it causes the temperature to decrease. You can feel this in summer days. When you're coming out of the beach, basically you're full of water, and therefore the air currents come and they start to make the water evaporate, and therefore you start to feel cold. So what is happening there is actually the weather is hot, but what you're feeling is the water molecules gaining all of that energy from your body, and also the air currents as well, and they're evaporating, they're escaping your body, and they're going everywhere. So that's why you feel that nice cooling effect. Okay, that's for one. Also, it can cause a mass and volume decrease. It can decrease the volume, decrease the mass if there's particles evaporating. Okay. A quick comparison between boiling and evaporation. You should know this. So boiling in general as a process, it takes place all over the liquid. This takes on place on the surface. This needs a certain temperature. This takes place at any temperature. This, you can see bubbles while something is boiling. Evaporation, you cannot see any bubbles. In boiling, the temperature remains constant, which is, remember, all of the energy is used to break the bonds between the molecules. We spoke about that in change of state. And this one, in evaporation, produces a cooling effect, which causes the temperature to decrease. So that's the difference between evaporation and boiling. You have to memorize this. This is fairly repeated in questions. And thank you for listening.